Hello Minecrafters everywhere, my name is Cubic and welcome to yet another, command showcase. I'm not sure exactly what to call these things. I gotta figure out a good name for that. You guys need to let me know. But today guys, I'm showing off a little project that I released a tutorial not too long ago about jetpacks in vanilla Minecraft. And I've kind of refurbished that command a little bit, made it kind of MCEdit friendly and so forth in my creative world. And so we're going to be showing that off today of how this works and how everything comes together. So basically I've got this module, I like to call it, or I guess this structure that has all of the command blocks working inside and all of the redstone and everything that's required to use this. When you first approach this thing, there's the command board, quote unquote, that's what I like to call it. And there's two different crafting recipes, an info book area and a lever that activates the command, or I guess activates the jetpack. So when we first come over here, this is the survival mode, the click to craft jetpack. It requires a crafting recipe, which is 2 diamond, 1 iron chest plate, 2 ender pearls, and 1 firework. I decided not to make the crafting recipe too difficult to do. You guys need to let me know if this is balanced or not. Tried to balance it out as best I could. I think ender pearls are a little bit difficult to get. The diamonds and iron chest plate and the firework is not the easiest thing to craft either. They're not difficult to craft, it's just, a little bit of crafting goes along with this. And then there's a gift with no crafting recipe. This is just for creative if you want to mess around with this in your world. And we have an info book. So we're just going to grab the info book really fast. It says I have very important text. It just describes basically what I've described. To begin, we need to flip the lever to the right of the command board. Select what crafting recipe we'd like to do, whether it's just no crafting recipe or with a survival mode crafting recipe. And we also are going to want, if we're going to do this in survival, we're going to want a feather falling, some sort of feather falling on our boots, just because this thing is not quite as refined as I'd like it to be. But this is basic mock-up, so to speak, and then kind of the first version of what we're going to be doing here. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing we're going to do is flip this clock to get it to run. Once we do this, we cannot flip this back. We cannot turn this off. So if we turn this off, you just hear that going off. It means that it's not going to turn off. So I will work on that eventually, of making that so you can turn this thing on and off if you want to, just like forget about it and not worry about it. But it really doesn't affect you much. If you just get rid of the jetpack, you don't have, this whole system isn't going to be affected. So you can just leave this on if you'd like to. So yeah, let's go ahead and select the give for just the no crafting recipe, which gives us a firework firework charge that says jetpack. Press F to use, and that's the basic way of getting this in your creative without having to use a crafting recipe. Or we can do the crafting recipe way, which is just basically a firework star, 2 diamonds, leave 2 ender pearls, and a firework. And we don't have to make that exact shape. That's just what it would be if I decided to do this into like a crafting recipe. That's probably what it would look like, something similar, maybe something like that. And then let's make sure we have the crafting recipe right. 2 diamonds, 1 iron chest plate, 2 ender pearls, and 1 firework, which looks like we do have that. So let's go ahead and just select. And there we go. So we crafted our jetpack, and we're going to press F to use this thing. And now we have a jetpack in Minecraft. So yeah, we got a very basic jetpack of how this. You guys can kind of get how this works if you look at the chat. But it is a little bit of delay, so landing this thing is not the most easy thing. That's why I suggest getting feather falling, because it's just not the easiest thing to get this to land. Basically, just pressing F will allow us to turn this thing on and off. Thought that would be pretty nice, just to use the new slot commands to do this with, rather than worrying about scrolling back and forth through your hotbar and then accidentally landing on a jetpack and it giving you some sort of little effect for a second. That's not the most ideal thing. So yeah, we just want to press F, we can, and that will take us up into the sky as high as we want to go. We can fly up here to our little pet area, and just drop down, give us a little effect so we don't take too much fall damage. But again, feather falling, probably going to want this in survival. So let's go ahead and take a look at the commands. Over here I have a little open area here. If we just grab a button to get into the commands, just in case somebody wants to do some maintenance. We're just going to break this door. I'm not dealing with that. So this is what the command area looks like. We got a little open space here. I just wanted to square everything off. But this is basically how the command it works, essentially. So I'm going to explain it as best I can in ways that everybody can understand and that makes the most sense. So over here is where we started up a clock. We have a basic, I guess I don't know what to call it. Is it a bud switch? I don't know what to call these. But basically just when you flip the lever, there's a redstone signal there, and it's powering the piston, but it's actually powering the sand block, so it got pushed up. It's like a little button signal just to start up the clock. It's very easy to do. If you guys would like to see that in a little bit more detail, I will do a tutorial on that, so you need to let me know. But basically what's going on here is this command here, which is a repeat always active, is basically just testing for the fact that I have it in my inventory. So as long as I have this thing in my inventory, then we're good. If I throw this thing out, you guys see how this turns off. But it's just basically making sure I have it in my inventory. Then it's checking to see if it's going into my, I guess my F slot or the shield slot. So that's basically the basic command here that's happening. Again, what I'll do is leave a link to the Planet Minecraft so you guys can download this into your worlds, and that way you guys can see the command if you want to replicate it, make it better. That'd be awesome. And then we have the clock basically just testing this comparator, keeping it honest, so that way when we because comparators without a redstone signal, without getting a pulse, are just going to continue to remain on, and we don't want that. We want this thing to turn on and off whenever we press F. So there is a little bit of delay here, because it's got the 1 second for the potion effect that shows up here. If I could make it like a 0.5, I would. Like I tried to mess around with this to see if I could make it like a 0.5 or anything, but this is basically just the command. It only lets me do 1 second. So yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. Otherwise, we'd have a little bit more refined. And then this is just executing the particles that go below our feet, which is just the flame. And so yeah, that's basically how this thing works as far as the jetpack is concerned, how the mechanics of it work. This whole system just right here. Over here, we just have the command to give us a firework charge with the display name of jetpack. Press F to use. And then over here is the crafting recipe for this whole system. And I've done a lot of these before in worlds that I've experimented with. But basically what's happening here is whenever we press the button, it's basically just clearing, checking to make sure we have all the materials. It cannot check exact counts, so if you only have 1 diamond, it's going to, I guess, refuse that in a sense. It's not going to be able to test for multiple diamonds. So you want to make sure that you have all the materials in your inventory. But this is basically just checking for all of those, checking for the fireworks. And then it's going to go ahead and clear all of those. Now it's successful. It's going to clear all the items. And then eventually, once it clears all those items, it gets down here, which is giving us just the same command as the give command. And basically, these redstone torches, whenever it gets a redstone signal, it just powers the repeater, which inverts these torches all the way down, same system, and it just keeps these comparators honest again and resets them, so that way you can use this crafting recipe multiple times. Alright guys, just to show real quick here, I'm just going to show you guys how to craft fireworks. In case you're wondering, this is the very basic command. So you can actually automate a system of fireworks if you really wanted to with just a sugarcane farm and gunpowder. And yeah, so yeah, that's been basically just me showing off my little command here of how to get a jetpack. I'm going to continue to work on this, refine it. It's always work in progress here, but I wanted to add this into my Skyrim series here rather soon. I think this would be really fun to mess around with in survival, but we definitely want to get some sort of feather falling here. Otherwise, we're going to take some serious damage. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.